Hi everyone, welcome. Part of the preparation for Rosh Hashanah, we're going to read today something very, very powerful from the Ramchal. It's simple but powerful. You know, powerful things doesn't have to be very complicated. Usually they're very simple. For us, sometimes make it complicated because we're not used to it. We're not used to do it. As we know, like most of us kind of add in different type of habits into our life, but not necessarily good habits. And how to change those habits, it's not easy. And this is why things sometimes look complicated, because in my mind, I don't have time to do things because, my brain is full with thoughts, full of tasks I need to do. And I feel I don't have the time. But one of the things we need to do in order for us to, first of all, to cleave ourselves with the Creator. Second, to make sure that I'm in balance and I feel good and I can have a clear thought and clear decisions, and I know who I am and what I'm doing. It's really to make sure that I need to look for the bad habits and to transform them into good habits. That means we need to start to add into our day, into our system, good habits. And one of the tools that the Ramchal is teaching us, and I would like to share with you, there is something that called hitbonenut, to be observed, to look inside, to pay attention of really what's going on, what's going on in my life, what's going on in my thoughts, what's going on in my day, in my month. And I would like to read from the writings of the Ramchal. Ramchal is Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, and then we're going to translate. So the Ramchal telling us, הנה הרוצה לפקח על עצמו, שתיים הנה ההשקפות הצריכות לו. He says, if a person wants to take care of himself and to watch himself, and to make sure that he is connected with the Creator, there are two things he needs to pay attention to. האחד, שיתבונן מהו הטוב האמיתי שיבחר בו האדם, והרע האמיתי שאנוס ממנו. So the first thing the Ramchal telling us, the person should look and see what is the good thing that he need to choose and to follow, and what is the negative thing that he need to run away from. So the first point he's telling us, look and see what is good in you, in your behavior, in your life, that you should continue doing and follow, and what are the things that are negative and bad for you that you should run away from. So this is the first suggestion of the Ramchal. The second one is saying, והשנייה, המעשים אשר הוא עושה לראות אם הם מכלל הטוב או מכלל הרע, וזה בשעת מעשה ושלא בשעת מעשה. So the second thing the Ramchal telling us, the person should look and see and again be observed in his mind, Oh, sorry, I just skipped a verse. The person should look into his actions and to see if the actions that he is taking, those actions come from the good or from the bad. And it means he have the good intention or bad intention, good consciousness or bad consciousness, at the time that while he's doing and taking the action, and at the time that he is resting. It means the time that he's not taking the action. And what does it mean? And the Ramchal going to explain what he means and how we should do it. So first of all, the Ramchal telling us, bishat maaseh, at the time that the person is taking the action, שלא יעשה שום מעשה, בשעת מעשה שלא יעשה שום מעשה, מבלי שישקול אותו במאזני זאת הידיעה. So anytime a person is taking an action, he needs really to pay attention where he comes from, in his thoughts, in his mind. And he said actually he should put it on the scale to see if it's good or bad. ושלא בשעת מעשה, and the person is not taking an action right now, שיעלה לפניו זיכרון כלל מעשיו וישקול אותם כמו כן במאזני המשקל. So when a person is in a resting mode, let's say he's not taking action right now, he says he need to put kind of a screen in front of him and to put all of his actions that he did till now, and also to put them on a scale. If those actions came from a good intention, good thoughts, or from negative. אז זה לראות מה יש בה מהרע למה נדחה אותו. So you check which, even though, let's say the movie looked good, but you might find something that was negative over there. You have a thought, a negative word, a negative move, something you did that you can find it's come from the negative side. You should find and you should let it go. Remove it from your system. ומה מן הטוב להתמיד בו ולהתחזק בו. And if you find something that is good in that action, you should hold it, right? You should keep it, and you should make yourself stronger from that point of the good, as you want to cleave yourself with the good. ואם ימצא בהם מן הרע, אז יתבונן ויחקור בשכלו איזה תחבולה יעשה לסור מן הרע ההוא ולהתאר ממנו. And the one that we find that came from, let's say I did a negative thing inside of the good action, I did something negative, maybe bad attention, bad approach even, right? I wasn't maybe sensitive enough to the person, the way I said, even though I was right, but I wasn't sensitive, whatever I found that it wasn't good in that action. The Ramchal telling us, now we should look deeper. Look inside, look deeper in your thoughts, in your mind, and find a trick, what you can do to run away from that negative action, negative thought, and to purify yourself, we should do the entire year, right? Not just now, before Rosh Hashanah, but especially before Rosh Hashanah, before months of Elul, and in the months of Elul, we're supposed to purify ourselves, supposed to purify our vessel, to come with a pure vessel and ready vessel, prepared vessel, to receive all the blessings for the next year. But for sure, we need to do this work for the entire year, not to wait till Rosh Hashanah. So when we're talking about purification, it's called Kedusha and Tahara. Kedusha, it's holiness, and Tahara is purification. We need to keep in mind that we want, during the year, we want to keep ourselves pure, and we want to cleave ourselves with holiness, with the upper holiness. But I can't receive the holiness if I'm not pure. When we're talking about pure, right, it means pure, I need to keep myself pure from spiritual actions, spiritual thoughts, and from physical actions. And this is what the Ramchal telling us here. While we take in the physical action, we should come with the intention of everything we mentioned before, that I want to come from the right place, I want to come from the good intention. And while I'm not taking the action, I need to find the time to look into all of my actions before and to see inside of the actions what was good, what was bad. And the bad, I need to look deeper, where it came from, why I'm coming with that approach, why that thought even was, why this thought even appear? in my mind. Because if I want to cleave myself with the light, I want blessings, we know I need to do good deeds. I need to come from the right place. But many times our actions, they are mixed with also negativity. This is what the Ramchal is saying here. We should look into our actions and look if it was something like even small negative, I want to remove it from my system. I want to remove it from my system. So one, it's first of all, it's called hitbonenut, to be observed. Hitbonenut in Hebrew, in English, is called to be observed. It means I need to look into my actions, into my thoughts. You know, right now we are listening, right now I'm talking, and there is another Michael or another of you that looking into your actions, into your thoughts right now. Because right now it's in the time of action. In time of action, it's harder to do. So that's why we need to practice. How can I practice? We need to take some time in a day. You know, maybe the time that you're doing the Ana Bekoach or in the Zohar or looking in, scanning the 7 tombs of God, to take a few moments and to look into the actions I did till now. Let's say in even lunch, in the lunch break, or at the evening, or before you're going to sleep. Take a few moments. Close our eyes, take deep breath, you know, to allow our belly to relax, calm down all the systems, just relax, and put this screen in front of you and see all of the actions, or most of the actions, you know, don't enforce it. Just ask to see it. Everything happened in the day. If you really want to see, the light will show us. Even though I can see one scenario, okay, one scenario, it's also better than nothing. And to see the actions I took during the day, and to see which ones, you know, were good and which ones were bad, and to work on the bad. Because the good, he says, we need to hold into the good and to get stronger from the good. Now I'm taking all of the good, strengthening my systems, and now I want to take care of the bad. And remember, the Rav Ashek says, one of our main work in this world is to find the negativity. We can't think about it, over it all day long. This is why I want to take a few minutes a day to think of it and to find it. Because first of all, it's to locate the negativity. After I located the negativity, now I just need to use the tools to remove it from my system. So I was just saying, when we find our negativity, imagine it's already 51% being cleared from the system. Now the rest of the 49, we need to use the tools to remove it from our system. But when we find something already, now what will happen, I will be more aware. So I want to ask from the Creator also to guide me and help me, that I'm not going to repeat it, and I'm not going to do it. So let's say the next day, if a scenario will appear, and it's going to push one of my buttons that it happened day before, I will be more aware of that negativity that I found out yesterday. It's still fresh. So now I can handle it. Now I have a choice. Now, as he says here, we need to put it on the scale. What I want to do right now, I want to act in the same behavior I act before, or I want to remove it and connect with the light. And this is why it says, when we find our negativity, we need to come with a trick. Come with a trick to trick myself right now that I'm not going to act with that negativity, I'm going to act with positivity and cleave myself with the Creator. So each one of us, we operate indifferently. This is why he says it's in a personal level, we need to find a trick. What worked for me? What worked for me? I think I told you the story. I don't know if you remember that. When I was very, very young, I used to, somehow it came into my slang, I used to curse a lot. And I didn't know that everything I'm saying, it's cursed. It was in different language. So most of it was in Arabic, till my mom one day told me, you know what you're saying? I said what I thought I'm saying, which says, no, you cursed God. Said, what? Oh, like I was like in shock. I was teenager, so I said I didn't know what's good, but I felt the fear of like me cursing God, who I am to curse God. So I decided as a kid, every time I because it was very hard for me now to take it out of my system. So even though I discovered it's for me, it's a negative action, but still I found myself continue cursing because it was part of my words, part of my slang. But I didn't mean to harm no one, it was kind of look like cool, but it wasn't so cool. So I decided, after I discover it and I thought it's hard to take it from the system, but I need to do something. So I don't know, it came to my mind as a kid. Every time that I'm going to hear myself cursing, I'm going to scream, sorry, God. That's what came to my mind. Now it's look like weird, look whatever. And so every time I curse, I just scream, sorry, God, so people around you can think that this guy is crazy, right? But and my friends was like amazed, like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Why are you shouting? But for me, it was actually to remind me to, that I'm doing something. So that was my trick. And believe it or not, after I don't know even how long it took, but I think it was very, very short, because I started to find out that, wow, I'm not cursing anymore. So it works, right? That was my trick for that thing I found out, right? So for me, it works. Maybe for you, it's not going to work to scream to the heavens, whatever, sorry, God. But we need to find the trick that will work for us, and we feel okay with that, not to do it anymore, okay? So I think we will stop here because we continue, and we can continue later, but let's take this exercise and put it into practice. It's not about to learn a lot of things. It's like we need to learn even one thing that I'm going to start to act upon it, and I want to start to see results. Because really, to prepare myself to have a pure vessel, I need to find the field and to clean it. To find the field and clean it. So we need to find the negativity and to clean it from our system. So let's take that amazing revelation that the Ramchal received from the Creator, and he shared it with us in a simple way, to take a few minutes in a day and to look into our day, look into our situations, our behavior, and if we find something we think it's negative, or we know it's negative, to look deeper into our thoughts, our feelings, and to decide, I don't want to do it anymore. Then of course we can say, sorry to the Creator, sorry to, if we hurt someone in our mind, to say I'm sorry, because of course we hurting not just ourselves, we hurting another person, we hurting the world. So we can go through the process of tshuva also, in our mind. And then what Ramchal saying, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Lutzato, to find a trick to remind me not to do it anymore. Because if not, we're going to continue doing it. I don't want to do it. And that's the practice while we're not taking an action. So this is a proactive way to find out my negativity. Also, is to find out my positivity. Because usually we don't give credit to ourselves for our good deeds, for our good behavior. We need to give credit to our good behavior, because as Ramchal says, it makes us stronger and a better version of ourselves to cleave ourselves with the Creator. So we want to give credit to the good also. So I need to find out what was good and to strengthen in my good energy, and what is bad, and to want to remove it and run away from the bad, and to find a trick to not to behave like that anymore. Okay? And that will help us while we are taking the action itself. We're going to start to be more aware about our thoughts, our feelings, our behavior, and we might stop if we find something negative or bad in my behavior right now. We might have the power to stop, and that's the goal we need to have, that I can stop, change it, and do something good right now. Okay, so then we can do it at the time of action and at the time that we rest in. It means not in action. Okay, so let's take that idea and that powerful way to find our negativity and to start to purify our system and to remove all of this negativity from our vessel, to come to the Creator with a pure vessel to receive all the blessings. And again, this work we're supposed to do the entire year. But right now, before Rosh Hashanah, it's even more important for us to go a little bit deeper and to purify ourselves and to prepare our vessel to receive all the blessings for the next year. So let's unmute ourselves and wish Shabbat Shalom to each other.
Thank you, Michael. Shabbat Shalom.
You're very welcome. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom,
everybody.
Thank you,
Shabbat
Michael.
Shalom.
Good luck
Shabbat
for all of
Shalom.
us.
Thank
Shabbat
you,
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, teacher. Appreciate it.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Thank you,
Shalom. Thank you.
Michael.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Shabbat Shalom.